Through an executive order in January 2017, Trump temporarily restricted immigration from majority Muslim countries that he said were hotbeds of terrorism. The move was widely criticized and quickly blocked in the courts, setting up legal battles. A less sweeping immigration ban was later upheld, but is likely to be reversed by Joe Biden, who will be sworn in as president January 20th.
Because almost any order can be reversed by a subsequent order, we can be very confident that Joe Biden is going to come in with his guns blazing in terms of executive orders.
The first president, George Washington, issued the first of what were called executive orders, giving instructions to government departments. Abraham Lincoln later freed slaves in the Emancipation Proclamation, which consisted of two separate executive orders during the Civil War. Franklin Roosevelt signed more than 3,700 executive orders, the most of any president. The power to take unilateral actions is not spelled out in the Constitution, which simply says the president is in charge of the executive branch of government.
They emerged because they are a natural application of the broad grant of executive power that's in the Constitution.
One of Franklin Roosevelt's orders, later widely criticized, confined Japanese Americans in camps during the Second World War. Trump has also used executive actions to implement controversial policy changes, withdrawing from the Paris Agreement, a climate accord, for example, bypassing Congress.
Separation of powers, constitutional questions are now, being ripped from the headlines every day.
In Trump's first year in office, he issued 55 executive orders, including one that authorized wall construction on the southern border. Sometimes the branches of government have worked together. The Supreme Court through a landmark ruling, and President Dwight Eisenhower through executive action integrated schools in the 1950s. But sometimes presidents act on their own, inviting conflict with other branches of government. Harry Truman nationalized steel mills during the Korean War.
That was really attempting to take over private industry for purposes of serving the war effort. The court said that's not okay. Of course, it was a completely different court.
Trump is using his last 2 months in office to leave his mark on government through other powers of the presidency, installing loyalists in key jobs and issuing government regulations.
One of the things we're going to see from the Trump administration is a furious production of regulations over the course of the next 2 months to try to nail down things that will be hard that would just cause delay.
Slowing, but not stopping, Biden's efforts to change course. Mike O'Sullivan, VOA News.